Welcome. So today's live stream is going to be a little bit different. Not going to be necessarily talking too much about ads, but more about business in general. Because what's the point in ads or marketing if the other side of your business, isn't really working for you? So 1 second. If you're new here, feel free to like my channel, subscribe if you find my content valuable. I will start, doing more content, this style of content, talking more about business because I see a lot of people getting started and not necessarily knowing, what to do, which leads to failure in business. And in my experience, I have had one business prior to this. And I guess we can consider that a failure. It initially did make me some money, but, with the lack of having a marketing strategy, lack of focus, things like that, it eventually went out of business. If you just joined in, press 1 in the chat if you can clearly hear me. But I want to quickly share some statistics as well as share a story. So, let's see where we're at. So this line right here, 70% failure. So after like 10 years, about 70% of the businesses that got started end up failing, with only about 30% of businesses, actually making it. And excuse me. So, so I want to share a story about some, people that I know that are starting up another business. And this is another thing, not learning from past experiences. Also focusing on the wrong thing. So this particular business that's being started is basically being started because of money. The only focus is money. The individuals starting this business were made aware of how much money can be made in this business, and that's the key driver. And I've been there before. Like when I was in high school and right out of high school, I did a lot of MLM and stuff like that. Would go to these conferences and they were always talking about the money part. And, if you can tell someone, hey, you're going to make $100,000 or whatever, that's all they need to hear. But you end up missing out on, everything in between. So that's what's essentially going on here. So this particular story that I'm talking about, and these individuals, they're like a month in and focusing on things such as the product, logos, websites, all the stuff that stuff is kind of important in business, but not really, because at the end of the day, if you're selling a product that a million other people have, what's going to separate your business from the competition? You're just going to show up to the marketplace with the same exact product, same exact pitch. Your name's different, your logo's different, but the product isn't different. It doesn't provide any type of, benefits, anything like that. So those are the things that you need to focus on when starting a business. What is your marketing strategy? So excuse my marker writing. So number one thing you want to focus on when starting a business is how are you going to bring the product to market. You never want to focus on money. If you can provide a product to the marketplace that solves some type of problem or adds some type of value to someone's life, you're going to get money easily. But if your sole focus is on how much money can be made, what happens when you're not making any money? 9 times out of 10, you're going to quit that business. And again, I've been there. I'm not making this stuff up. If your sole focus is on money and money only, you're not going to have proper motivation to continue that business when you're not making money. And most businesses don't make money for a while. Unless you're super savvy or resourceful or you put in a lot of work, you're probably not going to make money for a while. So, number one in my book is figuring out how you going to bring your product to market, who you marketing to, things like that. Um, Another thing I see that's like a sign that your business is going to fail is the key group of people that you have in mind to sell your product to is friends and family. And again, I've been there. So number two, we don't do friends and family. If you want to do business with your friends and family, give it to them for free. Let them test it out or whatever for reviews. But you don't want to build your business based on friends and family. You don't know that many people. Like, what happens when you run out of friends and family? Your business is done. So, and nothing's wrong with selling to friends and family, but don't jump off the porch. Don't launch your business with friends and family in mind. Anytime I start a business, friends and family are the last people to know, the very last, because you're basically, putting yourself in a box of someone who's not good at marketing. You literally reached out into your phone or your Facebook or your Instagram and said, "Hey, I had this product, do you want it?" That's not good enough. You want to go out into the world. There are billions of people in the world, maybe millions of people who need your product. Those are the people you need to go get in front of, not your friends and family. Friends and family should be absolutely last. So no friends and family. We want to go tackle everyone else first. The next thing you need to do, if you started multiple businesses and they have never done anything for you, you need to go back and see why those businesses failed. The people that I'm referring to in this particular situation, they're starting this new business, and they're doing it as a like a partnership, and that's one thing that I like to stay away from as well. If it's not a beneficial partnership where one person is good at one thing and the other is good at this other thing, you should stay away from partnerships. If it's a deal where you're trying to split cost, that's bad. Then that's not going to end well. But among both parties, they probably have about 7 failed businesses. And nothing's wrong with that. But if you don't learn from the failed businesses, that's the problem. So if you're in business and it's not going how you want it to go, you need to go back and see what it is that you did previously that caused your business to fail. So you want to go back and look at your past businesses. What did you do in those businesses that caused it to fail, or what didn't you do? So let me share my own personal experience in business. And I can pinpoint exactly what caused our business to fail. I used to buy and resell cell phones, and we had one marketing channel. So that was an issue. One marketing channel, and that was Craigslist. The second thing was we were not looking, into the future. Essentially, now you can't predict the future, but you do need to try to, look ahead to see what could happen. So, Craigslist ended up drying out. So if this is our only source of business and it is done, then our business is done. So we weren't paying attention to what was, unfolding, like things such as paid ads. I just put PA for paid ads, SM for social media, and I put OM for other marketing channels. All we knew was Craigslist. So again, when Craigslist went away, or it didn't go away, but it kind of just dried up for us, our business went away. So if you're in business right now, you need to be paying attention to what's currently working and what could potentially be working in the future. and start trying to navigate those platforms, such as, maybe 2 years ago, if you're doing pretty good on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and you see TikTok unfolding, maybe I need to start paying attention to TikTok, seeing how I can get in where I fit in. So that's what I mean by, kind of trying to pay attention to what's happening, pay attention to what could be happening in the future. That way you don't get left behind. Because if you put all your eggs into one basket, all your eggs into one marketing channel, and that marketing channel dries up, your business is essentially done. Another thing we didn't do, we had no follow-up process. So we never collected. This was more of a hustle than a business. Excuse my W. But and most businesses are hustles. They disguise themselves as businesses, or they'll tell people that, hey, this is a business, but on the back end, it's truly a hustle. So we collected no emails, no phone numbers, no nothing. It was just, we did that one transaction with that customer, and if they came back, they came back. Hey, how's it going? And that's an issue. If you look at the largest companies in the world, they're in your email, they're in your text, or they're running an ad to you or something. Some type of follow-up process is going on. So you definitely need a strong follow-up process, because this feeds back into your top of funnel marketing efforts. You're getting people back up here to, do more business with you. You gotta, look at business as, there's like never ending like loop or cycle. You're going out to find new people. Excuse my drawing, please. And a small percentage. So let's say 10% of all of these new people decide to do more business with you. So now this thing is, forever growing. So you need a channel that goes out and acquire new customers, and you need a channel or some type of marketing strategy that follows up with your customers to get them to do more business with you. That's when you have a working business. So let's see. If you just joined, and press 1 in the chat if you can hear. If you have any questions, feel free to post them. But again, this is a slightly different from my normal content. But I see this unfolding right in front of my eyes, and with friends and family. They want to start businesses, and they have unrealistic expectations. For example, I have a cousin. She wants to start a business, but that business needs to initially make $2,800 per month. And that's just not realistic. Unless you're high level, or again, resourceful or high level, that's probably not going to happen for a while. It's possible, but not likely. So, and these are the things I'm dealing with. And I've been, in all of these stages, having unrealistic expectations in business, not doing things properly, not marketing properly, focusing on the wrong thing. So like the example I was sharing earlier, this person is focused solely on money, and they're focusing on the fact that they have a product. You can't, unless your product is brand new, like it doesn't exist anywhere, your product does not matter. Most important is going to be your ability to convince someone that they need your product. And that's where most people lack, because they don't even know where to get started. They don't know customer research. They don't know any of that stuff. They've done no research. They've joined no Facebook groups, no forums. They've been in no comment section, seeing what the people want, what the people are truly interested in. It's just like, hey, I had this product, you need to buy it. And you don't want to approach your business that way. I deal with a lot of people that sell hair, wigs, things like that, and I see this a lot where, millions of, maybe not millions, but let's say thousands of people sell hair. If your hair is virgin hair, Remy hair, or you have glueless wigs, whatever, and that's what you're calling it, and that's how you're positioning your product, no one's gonna buy it. It's gonna be hard because everyone else has glueless wigs, so or bundles or whatever you want to call it. So if the name of your game is I have this product and you need to buy it, you're basically playing the price game. So now the only way you can compete in the market is based on price. And that's bad because some people who have done their homework, who have came to the game prepared, you can't compete with them on price. So if the only way you can compete is price and you can't compete on price, again, you have no business. So again, for anyone who's not seeing the sales that they like to see or generating the business they want, or things are just not going your way, go back and, reassess what's happening in your business. First, figure out what's your marketing strategy. How are you convincing someone that they actually need your products or services? I'm trying to do this on my trackpad, so it's not going to be the best. So first thing we want to focus on is our marketing strategy. Then number 2, we want to make sure we have some type of follow-up system in place. We need to be collecting phone numbers and our email. And this is the most important part. I said I had one business prior to this. Consistency. And I've done some things in between, but the only business that I would ever say, this was my business, this is my business, is I Grow Salons. The vehicle I'm talking to you through now. We're on YouTube, on my I Grow Salons YouTube channel. This is what I consider a real business because I actually put in 100% effort into this business. Anything prior to this was half efforts, or the focus was wrong. I was focusing on money, things like that. This business, every day, day in, day out, I showed up, never missing a day. And that's what allowed me to get traction. And if I look back on my past experiences, if I look back on friends and family past experiences, the thing that stops them more than follow up, more than marketing strategy, is not showing up every day and not showing up long enough. Because even if you have no marketing strategy, no follow-up process, your product sucks, your branding sucks, your logo sucks, whatever, but you show up every day, that's going to outweigh everything. Because what's going to happen is you're going to learn how to market. You're going to learn how to follow up. You're going to learn how to present your product. You're going to learn what your audience wants. When I started I Grow Salons, my focus was a lot different when I started than it is today. And that's all because of me showing up every day, looking through comments, looking through my DMs, paying attention to what my audience was asking for, paying attention to the products that we're actually selling. A lot of the times we try to offer people products that they don't even want. And that's an issue. So go through your comment section, go through your competitors' comment section, go through your DMs, and really study what your customers truly want and give it to them. That's when your business is really going to start taking off. When your efforts are aligned with what your customer actually truly wants, and that your product or service provides whatever value or benefit that you say it does. But again, for those of you who are just getting started, you have no logo, no follow-up, no nothing, just get started and show up every day. All of that stuff is going to come eventually. I would take a no logo brand, no website, but like a human showing up every day on Instagram, just talking into a camera. I would take that any day. You'll get the rest of the stuff later. And the whole purpose of this live is because I see this happening with friends and family, specifically this one business where they are 1 month in and still, well, they have sold a product, but that doesn't count because it was to friends and family. But they're 1 month in and they're still trying to source products, even though they have a source for products. Like, I think they're trying to find a better price, which is not relevant right now. No logo, no website, no marketing strategy. And even after they get the logo, the website, the product, all of that stuff down, they're going to miss heavily on that marketing part and that consistency part. And all of the money wasted prior, and that's another thing, money. So more than anything, a lot of money has been deployed on this quote unquote business that's being started up. And that's one thing that I highly advise against, spending money because it's not necessary. I started I Grow Salons with like no money. It was just me and the camera talking. That's it. But it's this digital product, so it's a little bit different. But even our first hair company, we drop ship first, so our only expense was our website, and it didn't necessarily have to be an expense. We made it an expense because we could have built our own website. So in this climate, you really don't need any money that can trust you. Let's see. I think my connection went off. Okay, we're back. So yeah, focus on establishing relationships with people first before everything else. That's what's worked for me. Establishing a relationship with people first, providing value, those things. Once you have trust and rapport established with your audience, it's a whole lot easier for you to sell them your products or services. So again, if you're in business and you're not seeing the results you want to see, or you're just getting started, maybe you want to pivot or switch up your focus to things that are important. Again, like relationships. If you're trying to sell products online, trust definitely needs to be established first before someone's going to give you their money. No one cares that you have hair or hair growth oils or clothing or shoes or none of that stuff. Nobody cares because everyone has that stuff. What separates you from the competition? So I see we have 10 viewers live. If anyone has any questions, feel free to throw it up in the chat. If you're gaining any valuable information from this live stream, please like it. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on and share that with you. Hopefully provide some type of value other than talking about ads all the time. Because that's another thing I see. A lot of people, they'll DM me one help with ads and stuff like that, but the back end of their business isn't even really prepared for ads. Meaning they don't have a proven system. They don't have a proven funnel that has the ability to, convert traffic into customers. Like, I probably didn't monetize my business or I Grow Salons for like 6 months. It was really just me throwing content at the wall, seeing what sticks, seeing what people are really interested in, then going from there. This is great, good info. So I'm glad y'all are enjoying this. So I definitely have a lot more to offer than ad content. And I know a lot of people aren't there yet where they need to be running ads or even looking at ads. Definitely need organic traffic as well. So that's another thing about my business. I didn't turn on paid traffic until my organic stuff was proven. Once I proved that I can sell products and services organically, then I layer ads on top of that. A lot of people do it backwards. And nothing is wrong with this because there are a lot of examples of people solely building their business based on ads. But those people are really good at ads, or they did deep research in the products and services that they were offering. And most of us, we don't do that. We just show up with a product and a website and a logo. That's great way to build an audience. And yeah, definitely everyone needs to be focused on audience building. Your audience is going to be your greatest asset. Building an email list, that's an audience. Building your text list, that's an audience. Your Instagram audience. Even when I went live on YouTube, I hit my email list. Anytime I go live on YouTube, I send a link out through email to get more people on the stream to spread the message. So building an email list is super important. I know a lot of people talk down on email, but I'm fairly certain all 10 of the people watching this concurrently check their email every day. If you check your email every day, so do your customers. So you need to have a presence in their emails. Let's see. Any questions? Let's see. But yeah, just a quick recap. Focus on the marketing strategy. If you just don't know where to start, check out my YouTube channel. Go through my old content. Like, just start from the very beginning. I have a lot of content on how to grow organically, things like that. And don't worry about if it says, how to sell hair or how to get customers for a clothing brand. All of the strategies I teach applies to everything, no matter what you do. At the end of the day, let's see. At the end of the day, we have marketing. And we have sales. And in between is where we make money. So this is what business boils down to. This is as simple as I can put this. This has nothing to do with Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, ads, any of that stuff. This boils down to marketing and sales. So if you have to go knock on doors to fulfill the marketing side, and when they open the door, you pitch them through, like, verbally through your voice. That's what your business consists of. Going door to door, pitching people through your voice. If you're online, this may look like IG to a website. Your website does the selling for you online. This also could look like, let's go like this. For those of you who don't have website, it may look like this: IG to DM. I've successfully sold hair, services, other products through DM only. Again, this is marketing and sales. It could be Facebook Live. To website. It could be email. Again, these are just marketing channels. And these are sales channels, are ways of selling. And the other thing you do to sell online, if you're selling high ticket products, are phone calls. So website, DM, phone calls. These are like pretty much the main methods you're going to use to sell stuff online. These are the channels YouTube, Google, and these are the marketing channels you're going to use to get people over to this side. Press 1 in the chat if this is making sense. So your marketing goes out and finds you people, qualified people, interested people. That's the whole purpose of marketing. And that's going to bring them over to this side where you close them. And that's going to be through DM, through phone, through website. So don't let this stuff overwhelm you. Don't let it confuse you. You don't need to be on every channel. Pick one, dominate that channel. Once you get that channel working for you, then take your talents elsewhere. When I first started I Grow Salons, I think I was on, my main hub was Instagram. I was creating YouTube content. I was doing podcasting as well. And a little bit of Facebook. Mainly right now is Instagram. I'm still kind of active on YouTube. I will be doing my podcast again soon. I was actually seeing good results on Clubhouse as well. For those of you who are on Clubhouse, Clubhouse is definitely a good resource to generate some business, regardless of what it is that you do. All my traffic comes from Facebook. I suck at IG. And see, that's the reason why I say focus on one channel. I get a lot of people who are good on Facebook, are good on Instagram, and they're like, let me go over on Facebook. Or they're good on Facebook and they try to come over to Instagram. It could be that your audience is just not on Instagram. Or it could be that whatever you're doing on Instagram is not resonating with the audience that you're trying to, get your business in front of. Sometimes you have to provide different style content depending on what platform you're on. So I can't necessarily bring my Instagram content to TikTok. I can't necessarily bring my Instagram content to Facebook. I could, but it may not be as effective. Imagine if I try to take my reels over to Facebook. Facebook is not really a platform for reels or for short form content like that. So just test. If all your traffic comes from Facebook and you're trying to break through to Instagram and you're not seeing the success you would like to see, at this point, you're just going to have to test different type of content. I think it took me about 400 posts on Instagram to figure out exactly what my audience wanted to see from me as far as content. And what I learned was, out of all of the content all the valuable content that I posted, and I gave away everything, what my audience cared most about, where's my pen, was motivation. And this blew my mind because I would have never thought. So when I learned this, even though my page is about how to grow your Instagram, how to get more customers, all of that stuff, and these people were not getting customers, they cared more about motivational content than they care, or motivational or mindset content, whatever you like to call it. They cared more about that than the strategy content. And that's usually across the board in business, because what's happening is you literally have every strategy under the sun to go out and get customers. But for some reason, people aren't doing it. And if I tell you, how to fish and you're not fishing, that's a mindset issue. It has nothing to do with the strategy of, fishing. It has something to do with you. So that's why that motivational content, the memes, like the Twitter posts are extremely popular on Instagram because, you know, people need those little boosts and things like that to get on track or stay on track. If you don't have proper motivation, you don't have the right mindset, you're going to most likely fail in business because it's not always going to be up, especially if you're building a business from scratch. That's like one of the hardest things to do. And it's so like, I don't know, it's overlooked. It's like you kind of see it a lot, and you see people, I make 100,000 a year, or I make 100,000 a month, and you know, you just like, whatever. But those are difficult tasks to take something like an idea, something in your brain, and turn it into something real that other people can see. That's a tall task. So if you don't have proper motivation, and you know this is your business in the beginning, and you don't have proper motivation, you're not going to see this thing through. So your business can have these little ups and downs for like 1 year. And it's literally probably like one sale a month, if that. So, but this is consistent. If you can do one sale per month, you have something on your hands. You just got to stick with it. Then year 2, you know, you start getting somewhere. So this like 2 years in. So now you're starting to like refine your process, get your messaging on point, give your audience what they, you know, truly want, get your follow-up processes going, all of that stuff. Then in year 3, you know, it may look something like this. 3rd year. Excuse my YRs. But the point is, you have to see this thing through. You have to know from day one, like right here, like, hey, I'm going to ride this thing all the way through. Like, we're not doing these 2-month games. We're not doing the 6-month games. We're in this for the long haul. And you have to give yourself time. I wish more people came into business with the mindset that, hey, we're gonna do this for 2 years plus before we say it doesn't work. And we're gonna try everything. We're not gonna slack off. We're not gonna say, oh, I post 2 times a day. That's not enough. If your sole focus is on Instagram or even Facebook, it's no longer about posting. And y'all should know that because, you know, look at how the algorithm plays out. The content that you see in your feed is from people that you actually engage with, the people you like, the people you comment on, the people you DM, the posts you save. That's the content that you see. So that means for you, you need to start creating engaging content and building actual like relationships with people. Because if you don't, they're not going to see your content. And if people don't see your content online, then you don't exist. And if you don't exist online where you're trying to sell your products, you're not going to have a business. So let's focus on how much you're posting, and more focus on the quality of posts, more focus on building true, real relationships. In 2021, let's focus on using, especially for those of you who are using Instagram, let's focus on using the other channels on Instagram, such as Reels, to engage people, IGTV, so that's long form content, to, you know, mesmerize people and really build true, meaningful relationships. Let's focus on going live more to, again, mesmerize people and build real relationships. Let's focus more on hopping in DMs. I know a lot of people are weird about DMs, but not jumping in DMs to sell somebody something, but jumping in DMs to say, hey, how's it going? I notice you liking my content. I notice you engaging. Those type of things. That's what's going to help you build out a long-lasting, meaningful business when you can build long-lasting, meaningful relationships with individual people versus looking at them as numbers and likes and engagement and focusing on things like followers, which is not important, and stuff like that. So for those of you, thinking about quitting and you haven't put in 2 years plus yet, keep going. For those of you who are seeing results but not seeing the results you like to see, keep going, but double down on what it is that you're doing. A lot of the times your business is telling you like, hey, you need to double, triple, quadruple your efforts because what you're doing is working. We just need more. So for some people, that's running ads. For some people, that's just increasing the frequency of whatever it is that you're doing organically, whether that's doing more lives, more reels, more posting, more IGTVs, more stories. So go through your data, go through your insights. Try to spot little like key performance indicators. Try to spot little indicators that signal to you like, hey, you need to do more of this to get more of this result. For example, and this is a very broad, very simple example. If you notice that on weeks where you post 10 times in a week versus 5 times in a week, you get more sales, that's a sign to you that you need to post more. And a lot of people gloss over that fact or ignore that fact, especially the ones who only market their business on Instagram. You wouldn't believe how many consultations I've been on where people only market their business on Instagram and they'll be on my call saying, my sales drop and I don't know why. So we go to their Instagram page and they haven't posted in 2 weeks. Business is pretty much numbers. It's not guessing. It's not like magic or anything like that. It's literally numbers. The amount of times you post on Instagram, for those of you who are only marketing your business on Instagram, every time you post on Instagram, you get traffic to your website. Every time you get traffic to your website, you get money. Most of you who have a store that converts traffic into customers or traffic into money, on average, most e-commerce stores convert traffic at 1 to 2%. That means for every 100 visitors, you get 1 to 2 sales. So I just gave you the formula. So if we want to increase our sales, what do we need to increase over here? Anybody got the answer. If every post we make leads to more traffic on our website, and more traffic on our website leads to more sales, what do we need to do to affect the number of sales we're getting? How do we get more sales? Anybody know the answer? I'll give y'all 10 seconds. Nobody know the answer? All right, or we have a big delay. Well, I'm going to give it to y'all. So we need to post more. Let me put some numbers on it. Every 10 posts we make leads to 100 visitors to our site. We have 100 visitors to our site. Remember, our site converts at 1% to 2%. Let's just call it 1%. Every 10 posts we make leads to 100 visitors to our site. Every 100 visitors to our site leads to 1 sale. Let me get another kind of like that green. Let me get that green back. Okay, yeah, so traffic is the answer, but what do we do to get more traffic, or what do we have to do to get more traffic? So let's do some reverse engineering here. So every 10 posts we make on our Instagram page equals 100 visitors. To our website. So imagine this line is our website. And our website converts at 1%. So every 100 visitors we get 1 sale. Yes, post more. So let's say you have a number in mind that you want to get to revenue wise. So now we have to start looking at our analytics. Hopefully y'all got Shopify. So you sell hair. Let's say our average order value on our store is $300. Excuse me. So AOV, our average order value on our store is $300. So that means on average, when someone comes to do business with us, they spend about $300. So in this scenario, every 10 posts we make gets us $300. So what happens if we set a goal for ourselves that we want to make $9,000 in a month? How do we get there? Okay, so the first thing we have to do is start doing some math on this 9,000. How many orders do we need? How many orders do we need to make $9,000 in a month? If our average order value is $300, we need 30. Okay, so 30 is the number. If we need 30 orders to hit if we need 30 orders to hit $9,000, we need the 30x the amount of times we post. So in order for us to get $9,000 in sales, We need to post 300 times in 1 month. And 300 times in 1 month is going to be 10 posts per day. That's a lot of posting. But this is how essentially you work that out. You figure out what it is that you want to make in a month. You try to reverse engineer how many posts actually get you sales on your site. And if you look at your analytics on your individual posts, it'll show you how many clicks to your website that post got. So if you know on average you get 20 clicks per post, and you know every 100 visitors you send over to your website, you get 1 sale, that means you need to post 5 posts to get that 1 sale. So these are just generic numbers. What you have to do on your end is go through your analytics to see how many clicks you're actually getting on your individual post. So again, for those of you who are solely marketing your business organically, the number one thing you can do to affect your sales is by increasing the frequency that you post. Whether that's in your news feed, whether you're going live, your stories, your reels, your IGTV. The more content you put out, more relevant content you put out, more call to actions that you make. So don't just post content just to post content. Make sure you're creating an engaging caption. Also make sure you're including a strong call to action in your caption. Call to action meaning you're telling the viewer of your content what they need to do next. So that means, like, in your caption it may say something like, hey, are you looking for high quality hair extensions, looking for high quality wigs? If so, click the link in my bio to check out our latest extensions, our latest wigs, whatever. But make sure you tell them in your captions what they need to do next in order to do business with you. Any questions about anything? I know we kind of like went down a rabbit hole, but hopefully y'all get some value out of this. Well, we don't have any questions. I'll go ahead and wrap this live up. Again, if you get any value from this live stream, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, post them in the chat box. For those of you who are in, I guess, the market for Facebook ads, if you would like to learn how to use Facebook ads to generate more sales in your business, I do have a membership program. The link is in the description of this video. I also put the link in the chat. So the membership includes a course where I show you step by step how to use ads to generate more traffic and more sales over to your business. We also do weekly group coaching calls where you still get my personalized one-on-one help in a group setting to make sure your ads are on track, to make sure, also make sure you can, properly scale your ads. If your ads are working, I also, walk you through the process of scaling. This was so good. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'll start doing more live streams like this where, we're getting more into like business in general, just to make sure everyone's on the right track when it comes to mindset and what you should be focusing on in business and things like that. Because again, like I said, like I've covered like all of the strategy stuff, how to get traffic, how to grow your audience, all of that stuff. And I'm still seeing people, struggle. So at this point, I believe it's more mindset than anything. So I'll definitely be, coming out with a lot more mindset content. Definitely be getting back onto my podcast for my podcast listeners. But yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap this up. If y'all have any questions in the meantime, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in.